Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to this historic unveiling. I think this may be the best crowd for a license plate unveiling that we've ever had, but that is exciting. And now, without further ado, before we begin the speeches, we're going to do the unveiling of the new plate. So I'll call on my colleagues to join me here. Okay. Thank you. It's a great day for Pennsylvania's outdoorsmen and women as we unveil the new Pennsylvania Sportsman license plate designed to honor and celebrate the proud tradition of hunting and fishing in our Commonwealth. I'm State Senator Wayne Langerholtz. I represent the 35th Senatorial District, which is all of Cambria County, Clearfield County, and the western part of Center County. So this license plate is the culmination of a bipartisanship effort to get this signed into law. It was originally Senate Bill 916, which then became Act 51. I would like to thank the Fish and Boat Commission and the Game Commission for their work in designing this license plate. Their collaboration has led to a product that we just unveiled. And Pennsylvania has a long and storied tradition of hunting and fishing. I think it's important to note that proceeds from the sale of the Pennsylvania Sportsman's license plate will be dedicated to supporting youth hunting and fishing activities promoted by the Pennsylvania Game Commission and the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. This license plate is more than just a symbol. It's a way for every Pennsylvanian who cares about our outdoor heritage to make a contribution to future sportsmen. And they can proudly display this plate on their vehicles, showing their commitment to supporting the wildlife and outdoor activities that we cherish. And it's an opportunity for our sporting community to display their passion and pride while contributing directly to future generations. I'd encourage everyone to purchase the Pennsylvania Sportsman plate. And with that, it is my honor to introduce our Secretary of Transportation, Secretary Mike Carroll.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Carroll, the PennDOT Secretary, and I'll start by thanking Senator Langerholtz for his leadership in advancing this legislation, and of course the support of members of the House and Senate for delivering this bill to the governor's desk. And of course, I'm thankful that Governor Shapiro agreed with the General Assembly on this one and enacted this one into law. I'm also thankful to the leadership, for the leadership that Tim and Steve provide to the two commissions. The unbelievably important roles in our Commonwealth, in some ways very much under the radar, but I can tell you that both Steve and Tim do an outstanding job representing their commissions and advancing the interests of so many thousands of Pennsylvanians, whether it's fishing and boating or hunting, and protection of our outdoors. Really important roles in state government, and I'm thankful for their work. I'm also proud of the work that PennDOT does, and this plate today is another example of the good work that's done by PennDOT. The folks at our Driver License and Motor Vehicle Bureau, they have an unbelievably challenging job, and they do it with skill and with energy and passion, and I'm thankful for their good work. And it bears noting that, as the Senator mentioned, the proceeds from this plate, some of the proceeds go to the Youth Hunting and Fishing account that will advance an effort to make sure that future Pennsylvanians and our younger Pennsylvanians understand the importance of getting outdoors and enjoying the wonderful, wonderful assets that we have across every one of our 67 counties. So having said all that, I will simply say thank you to the folks of Pennsylvania who consider purchasing this plate. Know that if you do, the proceeds will be well used to make sure that we have a thriving boating and hunting universe of folks, and at the same time advancing the interests of PennDOT and our Motor License Fund to be able to get folks to those endeavors safely on a network that works well for everybody. So thank you all. Having said all that, I'm happy to introduce my friend, Tim Schaefer.
Thanks, Secretary Carroll, and thanks to all the members who are behind me today. Conservation in Pennsylvania is a partnership. The work that our Transportation Committee does, our Game and Fisheries chairs who are here today, Game and Fisheries members, it really is a partnership between the agencies and the legislature, and we cannot thank them enough for what we get to do together. So I think the best part about the license plate for me is they're wearing life jackets. And I know Secretary Carroll, Senator Langerholtz, I know Steve's going to talk about, you know, sort of the conservation ethic that gets built when people are out hunting and fishing. But life jackets, it's so cool to think now that there's going to be a constant reminder on the roadways of an adult and a young girl wearing their life jacket. You know, every year, 80% of the boating fatalities that we have across the country and here in Pennsylvania as a result of not wearing their life jackets. So that's going to be a constant reminder for safety on the water every time someone sees one of these license plates. I can also assure you, as Secretary Carroll said, every nickel that comes in from the sale of these license plates for each of the agencies is going to go towards youth education. And just one good example, at the Fish and Boat Commission, we have something called Trout in the Classroom, where we actually provide trout eggs to schools. And if you have not seen that cool hatchery truck outside, please go take a look. You can climb up and get a first-hand tour. But we provide trout eggs to classes, and they raise them up as part of their science curriculum, and it teaches kids about cold water conservation. And it's an unbelievable program. It's in 61 of the 67 counties and nearly half of our school districts. So please know that your investment will be spent wisely. Thank you to the legislature. Thank you to Senator Langerholtz. Thank you to Governor Shapiro for signing the bill. We can't wait to put the proceeds to good use. With that, I'll turn it over to my really good friend, Steve Smith. I had the pleasure of serving with Steve, and please know the agencies are stronger than ever together. So happy to introduce Steve Smith.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Game Commission, we're excited that we could be here today to celebrate hunting and fishing in Pennsylvania. Not only to highlight the importance of those activities ecologically and economically, but as already been mentioned, how important they are culturally as well. And to have well over 1 million residents of the Commonwealth who engage in those activities and have them be such a big part of their lives is something that we should be celebrating, and I'm glad that we can do that today. To echo some of the comments that were made earlier, I wanted to express our appreciation and our thanks to Senator Langerholtz for understanding the importance of funding youth conservation programs in the state and for giving us a mechanism to do so through this legislation. I also wanted to thank Chairman Rothman and Chairwoman Kulik for coming together in a very bipartisan way to make sure that this legislation had the support of your committees and advancing it. So thank you for your efforts as well. This plate here it represents an opportunity to fund the programs that the Game Commission has in place, and we recognize the importance of youth programs. That's why we have things like special hunts specifically for youth. It's why we coordinate mentored hunts across the state. It's why we're involved in youth field days. And it's why we're involved in the National Archery in School program, and it's why we put tens of thousands of young hunters through our hunter-trapper education curriculum each year. What this plate is going to allow us to do is to continue to fund those programs, to enhance them, to build upon them, and to reach even more of the next generation of our hunters. So as we head into the fall, we certainly wish our hunters a safe and successful season, but we also encourage them to show their support for conservation, show their support for hunting and fishing, and purchase this plate, knowing that doing so will allow that next generation to come behind and to build upon all the work that we've done for wildlife conservation. So at this time, I'm pleased to introduce Grace Zigmont, the President of the Governor's Council on Hunting, Fishing, and Conservation. Grace.
My name is Grace Zigmont, and I am the President of the Governor's Youth Council for Hunting, Fishing, and Conservation. The Council would like to thank Senator Langerholtz for Senate Bill 916, which makes this license plate possible, as well as Governor Shapiro for signing it. As we recognize National Hunting and Fishing Day here in Pennsylvania, I would like to personally share the importance of giving youth access to outdoor recreation like hunting and fishing. Being involved in archery and air pistol competitions through programs like 4-H and serving on the Governor's Youth Council for Hunting, Fishing, and Conservation has helped me develop an even deeper appreciation for Pennsylvania's natural resources. Hunting and fishing are not only for the conservation and protection of our natural resources, but also contribute significantly to our outdoor recreation economy. Programs that connect youth with hunting and fishing and conservation have not only shaped my future career path in ways I could not have imagined, but given me many opportunities I would have never had without them. The Governor's Youth Council looks forward to seeing how the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission and the Pennsylvania Game Commission use funding from these special license plates to promote hunting and fishing for all current and future generations of youth across the Commonwealth. I'd now like to introduce Senate Game and Fisheries Committee Chairman Greg Rothman.
Thank you, Gracie, and thank you to Chairman Langerholt and his committee, and also our Chairman in the House Transportation Committee, Nielsen. Thank you, Anita, for your fine work, and of course, Secretary, thank you. We have such a great heritage and cultural heritage of sportsmen in Pennsylvania, both our hunting and fishing culture, but the key to it is Gracie and her team to make sure that the future generations benefit from all the great outdoor opportunities. So it's a great day. Also, if you haven't gotten your license, I just got my hunting license here. You can do that. But it is important to note the bipartisan coalition to promote one of Pennsylvania's great traditions, hunting and fishing. So with that, I'll turn it over to my House colleague, well, former colleague, and our counterpart in the House, Chairman Anita Kulik.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Senator Langerholtz and Senator Rothman. It's always a pleasure when we can come and celebrate conservationism and the sports of hunting and fishing. My name is Anita Kulik. I am the chair of the House Game and Fisheries Committee, and I want to thank everyone who's here for this exciting unveiling of the PA Sportsman's Plate today. If you like to hunt and fish, this plate is a great way to publicly show your support for our next generation of conservationists. Our youth are critical to the preservation of Pennsylvania's rich heritage of hunting and angling and conservationism. By providing these learning opportunities, we are enabling the next generation to come up in these sports and to learn about conservationism, and then to follow that up with a generation following them. So this is a great perpetuation of the many wonderful things we have in Pennsylvania. Purchasing this plate is an investment in our youth, so I encourage everyone throughout Pennsylvania, especially back home in Allegheny County, to consider this plate so that we can support our youth anglers and our youth hunters. Thank you very much.
So they saved the best for last, if you're wondering. I'm Representative Nielsen, the 174th Legislative District in Philadelphia. What a great thing to have here today. Last session, I was blessed to be the chair of the Game and Fish Committee. And I learned a lot of things as you go through. I learned that they are totally funded only by their license holders. Something that people don't realize. Not one state dollar goes to either one of these commissions. So having a couple of my schools in my district with trout in the classroom and having some of the youth hunting courses go through my community right there in Philadelphia, believe it or not, this is a great piece that was missing, a funding stream to just take care of these kids and educate our youth. Father, 5 sons. We all know about hunting and fishing in my house. I have a boat in my driveway. Downstairs, right below in the parking garage, I got 5 fly rods. So if anybody wants to go fishing in that hatchery truck that we were just talking about, please let me know. We'll be glad to give you a nice little free lesson. But thank you, Senator, for bringing this up. Thanks for pushing this legislation forward. Thanks for everybody being part of this. And I can't wait to get mine. Thank you. That's it, right?
Thank you.
Let the reps,
Yeah, we're just gonna, any questions?
Oh, we got to go out front to sign.
Alrighty, so as we're wrapping up, if anybody would like to purchase one of the plates, we do have the forms here. If you've not purchased your hunting and fishing license yet for the year, you can do that. And again, we do have activities outside. If you've never shot a bow before, the Game Commission has a trailer set up where you can give that a shot. If you do want to climb up on, take one of Ed's fishing rods and climb up on the hatchery truck and see what you can catch.
I got him.
But no, seriously, if you want to come out and see what we do, the staff for both agencies do a phenomenal job. Definitely take advantage of the opportunity to interact with them here. Kaylee, anything I missed about where are the forms if they want to purchase one? Yep. So thanks everybody for coming. That concludes the remarks. Thanks again to all the legislators for their support, and enjoy National Hunting and Fishing Day.